While you're warm inside, a hidden battle is being waged against your home's foundation. Every drop of water in a foundation crack expands by 9% when it freezes, acting as a wedge. Ironically, your home's own warmth is the trigger, melting snow right against the walls. This is why basement waterproofing isn't just a suggestion, it's a necessity in winter. We'll show you the hidden physics, expose common system failures, and prove winter is peak risk. So, what sets the stage for disaster? It begins with massive water volume from melting snow and ice. First, clogged gutters dump water directly at your foundation. It has nowhere else to flow. Then, poor yard grading lets that water pool against the walls instead of draining away. And on the roof, ice dams can force water down exterior walls, pooling at the foundation. These common problems concentrate huge amounts of water against your foundation. But what's happening underground is worse. Why is frozen ground so different? Because in winter, your yard can behave like solid concrete. Normally, soil absorbs water. But frozen ground creates an impermeable barrier around your home, trapping moisture. Now, all that snow melt gets stuck between the frozen soil and your basement walls, creating intense hydrostatic pressure. This pressure is strong enough to force water through microscopic pores in concrete, creating new paths for leaks. And that 9% expansion? Pressure pushes water into a crack, it freezes, widens it, and the cycle repeats all winter. But pressure also comes from the soil itself. Freezing water in the ground expands with enough force to lift your foundation. So what does this damage actually look like in the real world? Let's examine the consequences. This frost heave can physically lift your foundation, causing major structural cracks in walls and floors. Inside, the cold can burst pipes. This isn't a slow leak, it's a sudden flood causing catastrophic damage. But what if there's no visible leak, yet your basement feels damp? There's an invisible source of moisture at play. Even minor water intrusion creates major risks, from slip hazards on frozen puddles to dangerous electrical shorts. Even if your home seems prepared, winter has a way of disabling your defenses. Your own systems can fail you. That invisible moisture is condensation. Warm indoor air hits cold foundation walls and turns to water, fueling mold and rot. Your number one defense, the sump pump, has a fatal flaw. Its outdoor discharge line can freeze solid, causing a backup. A dehumidifier isn't enough. It only manages airborne moisture. It does nothing to stop water being forced through your walls. Another myth. Only homes in flood zones need this. Snowmelt and frozen ground can create flood-like conditions anywhere. So in winter, you face more water, more pressure, and your primary defenses are often compromised. It's a perfect storm. Let's connect all the dots. How do these separate issues combine to create a catastrophe for homeowners? A midwinter thaw creates immense hydrostatic pressure. Simultaneously, your sump pump discharge is frozen. A minor leak becomes a flood. Recall that 9% expansion? That tiny force, repeated all winter, turns a hairline crack into a structural fault costing thousands. Winter creates a cascade of failures. Water pressure, structural weaknesses, and system breakdowns all feed into each other. We've seen how frozen ground, pressure, and system failures make winter uniquely dangerous for your basement. Professional waterproofing isn't an expense. It's an investment in your property's value and your family's safety. And surprisingly, winter is often the best time for interior waterproofing work as you address the problem at its peak. Don't wait for a winter thaw to reveal a disaster. Protect your foundation and secure your investment.